students. Today we shall start electrostatics, our first chapter in class 12. But today is very special day for me because it's the birthday of my Gurudev. Actually, he is the Gurudev of all রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুর। রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের আজকে জন্মদিন 25শে বৈশাখ। আর আমরা সবাই এই লকডাউনে বাড়িতে, তবুও যে যার নিজের মতো করে আমরা তাকে সম্মান জানাচ্ছি, শ্রদ্ধা জানাচ্ছি। মনে হচ্ছে যেন তার ভাষাতে ভাং 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 কারা আঘাতে আঘাত কর। আবার তিনি বলেছেন, আমি ঢালিব করুণা ধারা, আমি ভাঙিব পাষাণ কারা, আমি জগৎ প্লাবিয়া বেড়াবো গাহিয়া আকুল পাগল পাড়া। কে সেলাইয়া ফুল কুড়াইয়া রামধনু আঁকা পাখা উড়াইয়া রবির কিরণে হাসি ছড়াইয়া দিবরে পরাণ ঢালি। তো আমরা আলটিমেটলি এই করোনা আবহ থেকে আমরা বেরোবো, আমরা সবাই হাসবো। So let's start our topic, electrostatics. Electrostatics, here actually we deal with quantum particles, electrons, protons, that is charged particles. What is charge? চার্জ বলতে আমরা কি বুঝি? হোয়াট ইজ চার্জ? চার্জ বলতে কি বুঝি? একটা বস্তু, a body consists of atoms. An atom consists of proton, neutrons, electrons. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus, we all know. Protons, positively charged particles, and neutrons, they have no charge. And electrons are revolving around them, they have negative charge. Somehow, if these electrons are emitted from a body, number of protons will be greater than the number of electrons, then that body will be positively charged. So, it is very easy to understand that when a body takes some charges, it will be negatively charged, and when it will release electrons somehow, then it will be positively charged. So here we shall study in electrostatics the quantities, the properties of charges which are at rest. Charges are at rest. That is electrostatics. This is my first lecture. When charges are in motion, then we get current, magnetic effect, EMI, electromagnetic induction. But now we are concerned with the charges which are at rest. Actually, first of all we shall start quantization of charges. That means charges, if a body release some electrons, it should be an integer number, 1, 2, 3, not 1 by 2, 1 by 3. So its charge will be integer multiples of the charge of an electron. And body can have charge multiples of this fundamental number 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. It's called the quantization of charge. তোমার মনে হলো যে আমি কোনো জায়গায় হয়তো খাওয়ানো হচ্ছে, আমি যতটা দরকার আমি ভাত নিলাম, নিলাম, হবে না, প্যাকেট করা আছে, তোমাকে নিলে একটা প্যাকেটই নিতে হবে। কোয়ান্টাইজ, একটা চার্জের কোয়ান্টা। হয়তো তোমার হয়তো মনে হতে পারে যে এর থেকে কম চার্জ থাকতে পারে কি? পারে। 2/3 of this charge বা 1/3 of this charge, what? But they cannot exist separately. So fundamental charge which can exist in nature, minimum charge that can exist, that is the charge of an electron, which is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Then conservation of charge. Conservation পড়ে তোমরা প্রথমেই বলি চার্জ that cannot be created, cannot be destroyed, এই সব কথা আমরা বলে থাকি। তো যতগুলো চার্জ থাকবে কোন একটা আইসোলেটেড সিস্টেম, একটা আইসোলেটেড সিস্টেমে টোটাল যে চার্জটা থাকবে that will be conserved. This charge, it's a scalar quantity. It's a scalar quantity and its SI unit is coulomb, as it is the name of a scientist Coulomb, so it is denoted by capital C. And if you are asked that name some of the charged particles, then you can say protons, alpha particles, beta particles, electrons, etc., etc. They all are charged particles, but they all have charges into multiple of the charge of an electron, that is 1.6 into 10 power minus 9 coulomb. Now, how charge can be created? Before that, conservation of charges, say you have three metals here, A, B and C. These have 10 coulomb charge, this has minus 10 coulomb and this has plus 30 coulomb. Now if they are brought together, if they are brought in contact, and after that, if the charge of A is minus 10 coulomb, charge of A, and charge of B equals to plus 20 coulomb, then what should be the charge of C? Actually, from the conservation of charges, we see here that total charge before contact 10 minus 10 plus 30, that is equals to plus 30. After contact, we have minus 10 plus 20, that means plus 10, here plus 30. So the charge of C must be plus 20 coulomb. This is from the conservation of charges. Now we can create charges on a body in different methods. First of all, let us discuss charge creating by friction. If we rub a glass rod with silk, then we all know that the glass rod will lose electrons and the silk will take. Because when we rub with this, the kinetic energy gives some thermal energy which is sufficient for its ionization. So, from glass rod to silk, electron will be transferred and thereby silk will be negatively charged, and here we get positive charge on the glass rod. So charge can be created by friction. Now we discuss another method how charge can be created. Second method, that is by conduction. By conduction, charge can be created. See here is a ball that which is not charged at all. But here is a rod where plus 10 coulomb charge is there. If we contact this rod with this sphere, then here charge will be transferred from this here to this, from rod to this sphere. Say it is plus 7 coulomb, and then after contact we get 3 coulomb. Total charge 10 coulomb. So by conduction a body can be charged. আমি তোমাকে টাচ করলাম, আমি চার্জ ছিলাম, তোমার কাছেও চার্জ চলে গেল। কিন্তু আমি যদি তোমাকে টাচ না করে চার্জ করতে চাই, এমন তো অনেক কথা আছে যেটা ইশারাতে বোঝানো যায়। ঠিক সেই রকম আমরা ইন্ডাকশনেও চার্জ তৈরি করতে পারি। সেটাকে আমরা কি বলি? ইন্ডাকশন, ক্রিয়েশন অফ চার্জ by induction. তাহলে ইন্ডাকশন যদি একটা থার্ড প্রসেস করি আমি, ইন্ডাকশন। See, here are two spheres, but they are insulated. Now take a charged body. Say this body is positively charged, but we do not touch this body with these two spheres, but they are actually in contact. Then this body will be induced. This positive charge will attract all the negative charges, because we know that unlike charge will attract each other, and as there are negative charges and it was neutral body, so here we get positively charged. Then here also it will be negatively charged, it will be positively charged. Now these will be cancelled each other by each other, positive and negative. So keeping this body here, charged body here, if we now separate these two body, this will vanish. Then what we get? If we separate these two body, this body will be negatively charged and this will be positively charged. So we see that without touching, two bodies are getting charges. So charge can be produced by induction. Here are the processes by which we can charge a body. Now we shall discuss the interaction between the charges. Interaction, how one charge interact with another charge. This is governed by our famous scientist's law, Coulomb's law. French scientist, 1785, French scientist Coulomb, actually he proposed a law Q1 and Q2 if two charges are separated by distance r, then they will experience force due to interaction. And this force that will be proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This is Coulomb's law. Actually here both the charges experience force. This force will be attractive or repulsive. If the charges are like charges, then they will experience repulsive force, and that will be according to this force, according to this law, this force will be experienced by these two charged particles, and if they are positive charges, then this charge will experience force in this direction along the line joining these two charges, and this will experience also repulsive force in this direction, and these two forces will be equal and opposite. Now if we call this force experienced by the particle 2 due to 1, then this force will be, force is a vector quantity, this force will be F21, and the charge and the force experienced by the particle 1 due to the charge particle 2, that force we call F12. So F12 that will be equals to F21, but they are opposite in nature. It may be repulsive, it may be attractive also. If they are, one is positive and other is negative, then the force will be like this. So what we see here, Coulomb's force, F varies Q1 Q2 by r square. If we equate this force, then what we get, F equals to some constant into Q1 Q2 by r square. This is constant, proportionality constant. Actually when we studied gravitation, there we saw that the force between two particles of mass m1 and m2, if they are separated by distance r, and here also we got a constant g, that is called gravitational constant. Here also we have got a constant k. But difference between these two, this constant depends on the medium where the charges are kept, but this does not depend on the medium. It is called the universal constant. So k depends on the medium. For vacuum or for air medium, we generally take k equals to 1. It's called constant of proportionality, and its value for in SI unit, its value in SI unit, its value will be 9 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. electron meter square per coulomb square. But if we see the same force between the same two charges kept at same distance, but the medium between them is different. Same two charges Q1 and Q2, they are kept in a separate medium, but the distance between these two are kept constant. In that case, it will be the force between these two charge particles that will depend on the nature of the medium. I say earlier, 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square. Here K is replaced by 1 by 4 pi epsilon. Epsilon is called the absolute permittivity of the medium. So, in case of free space, how we can write this? In case of vacuum or in case of free space, this takes the form F equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Here epsilon is replaced by epsilon naught for vacuum. So epsilon naught is the permittivity of vacuum or free space. The value of this 8.85 into 10 power minus 12 epsilon naught unit, opposite to that K, 1 by actually Coulomb square Newton to the power minus 1 meter to the power minus 2. So in case of any medium, it is epsilon, but in case of free space, but in case of vacuum, it is epsilon naught. Actually, what we have from this discussion, the force between the two charges. So force between the two charges in any medium or in any free space, we can say that F equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square. Now if we write this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into epsilon R Q1 Q2 by R square, then this epsilon R, it is called the relative permittivity of the medium. So it is the epsilon naught, it is the permittivity of the free space, it is the absolute permittivity of the medium, and it is the relative permittivity of the medium. Actually, we all know that the density of mercury, which is 13.6 gram per cc, it is relative density with respect to water. Like that, epsilon R, it's also the relative permittivity with respect to vacuum. So epsilon naught into epsilon R equals to epsilon. That means epsilon naught into epsilon R, that is equals to epsilon. That means epsilon R equals to epsilon by epsilon naught. It is the relative permittivity, that is permittivity with respect to free space. Today, this is all. We shall discuss more in my next lecture. This is for this day.